Alrighty everyone, we're back with some more Casey Noir and Carpenter's Latte. Let's have a chat with old Double Trumbler around here. We knew each other for 14 years. I thought I had a friend in you. I can't believe you were just attempt to kill my husband after all that. Oh, this is Mrs. Double Trouble. Darling, I've allegedly killed Bill the serviceman who I knew for more than 15 years. Had the plan about your husband not been revealed, you would have pretended to sympathize with me by going through such a traumatic experience. Please spare me with your crocodile tears. Only reason you ever stomached me was because it was convenient for you. I confided in you when my mother died. How was that in any way performative? Didn't say performative, I said convenient, and so was that. The only reason you came crying to me is because you had no one else that would listen to what you had to say. Don't you ever speak to her in such a way? Oh. Well, why did you stop at just one slap? I'm sure a quiet boy like you wanted to get an excuse to do so for a while, didn't you? That's supposed to mean? Go figure, your wife isn't a very good judge of character given how blind she was about me. You couldn't even tell how much she misjudged you. I had enough of this. I hate you. Whatever will come to pass after this night's end, it won't be enough for you. Oh dear, you're an entrepreneur like me. You should know that there's never enough of anything. Well, don't you blend in nicely enough? Feeling comfortable, aren't you? Not by any means, my dear. Just have to push enough buttons to make them do something that my lawyers will have a pleasant time playing around with. Luckily for me, having a shade involved in all this, as well as everyone being affected by a hallucinogen, will make this quest quite unreliable. So I guess I have to send you and Miss Crescent Moon my bonjours for that. Acting like that will save you from the sentence of possibly murdering two. You've been nosy enough as to figure out that I killed Bill. Would you really stop now when you can push the blame as to what happened with Pumpkin on me? You know that it doesn't make sense for me to be the one who killed her. So why won't we end this charade and get to the bottom of who did? Well, let's have a chat with, Bill? Yeah. No, not Bill. This doesn't make sense. I've known her ever since I was a teen. Could never imagine that we still can't be sure that serviceman was the one who killed her. Especially when you know for certain that Lady Quintessence was the one who killed him. I don't believe that Bill would be capable to murder anyone, let alone Miss Pumpkin. Say that to him agreeing to kill Mr. Romero. There's something I've been considering to tell you, Miss Crescent Moon. Now, when neither Pumpkin nor Bill were with us, I feel like you deserve to know. What? It's about the last time you and Miss Pumpkin visited this place and how I've stumbled onto something. I was walking past a window overlooking the yard in front of the hotel as I've noticed Miss Pumpkin standing at the edge of a cliff. Excuse me? Back then, there wasn't a fence there. She was just standing at the very edge of it. I was about to run down, fearing the worst, but as I was about to do so, I saw Bill coming towards her. They appeared to be talking with each other. A few minutes later, Bill walked out of my view, leaving Pumpkin alone where she was. Soon after, she stepped away from the edge. I never asked either of them about it. Now, none of them are here to tell us what happened that evening. Oh, that. You knew about it? You told me about that night a couple of months ago. I won't go into details, but yeah, she had her problems. All of us do. And you have still decided to take an invitation to this party, but despite that... Casey, this is one of those cases where one should better approach with tact. No, that is fair. I have my reservations about it, but Pumpkin assured me that everything will be alright. Let's just say things didn't turn out like we hoped. Maybe if I didn't stay behind to chat with guests after our conversation with Double Trouble, she wouldn't have left the party room on her own. Maybe she would still be here. You can't let yourself get stuck in the trappings of that kind of thinking. Okay, let's get to it. I think we have everything we need to unravel what happened this night. What are you talking about? Don't we uncover that Lady Quintessence was the one behind the murders? Either she or Serviceman who was killed by her hand. It's not like we have any more evidence to reach any conclusions with. My bet's on Lady Q. We have only suspicions towards Bill being a killer while knowing for sure that she killed at least one person tonight. Oh, Bobby, always leaning towards the most deceptively apparent and safe options. Live a little. Do I look like the kind of lady to allegedly stab a couple of folks in the back within the same evening? Salad. Well, Casey, you were quite spot on before. It's only fair to lend our ears to what you have to say now. Well, thank you for giving me a stage. It's true we don't have any new evidence, and from the first look of things, everything seems clear. Either Lady Clue or Serviceman killed Pumpkin, the first killing second the later. But here lies the detail we have averted at the very first time. Why did Pumpkin's body end up on the roof under Lady Quintessence's window? To hide it. Right, after Serviceman's murder, we can say for certain that she knew about the secret room behind the painting because that's where she hid him. You might have as well just asked me about it. Gosh, I enjoy hearing myself think more than you talking. But that is strange, with her knowing about the secret room. It's very unlikely that she would choose to just throw Pumpkin on the roof. That would make it too easy to find, as we were able to tell from first-hand experience. So in other words, it's very likely that whoever killed Pumpkin didn't know about the secret room. But wait, didn't we conclude that Serviceman was the one who sold Sis Chris's wedding ring and the money that Lady Quintessence kept in the secret room to pay him for the murder of Mr. Double Trouble? While there's some theories we can come up with regarding the former, the money was definitely in the secret room. The only way you get in them is by getting inside it. Well, we can still not be sure whether the money was when Serviceman found them, right? We only know that they were there at some point. Neither can be sure that Pumpkin's key wasn't stolen and given back to her between when she was killed and when we found her body. So you're proposing that Bill what? Killed Miss Pumpkin, got her key to then open her room with it and steal the wedding ring, putting the key back in her pocket and only then starting disposing of the body? Yeah, well, it's good to question the basics. I think this will be us reaching out. Meaning, Bill knew about the secret room. Yes, geniuses. But wait, does that mean that whoever killed Pumpkin didn't know about the secret room? Well, isn't this something? Bet you don't want to hear that one asking a sage to perform their little play, right, Romero? No, we can say that for certain that Pumpkin's killer knew about the secret room. What proves that Pumpkin's killer knew about the secret room? The stain, right? Because that's from Pumpkin itself. The coffee stain proves that not only did Pumpkin's killer know about the secret room, but also that during her murder, the entrance to Lady Quintessence's room was opened. So, doesn't that mean that we're back to square one as either Lady Quintessence or Serviceman? Sorry Speedy, but our friendly shadow has a point. The secret room was open during Pumpkin's murder, but it doesn't mean that us two were the only ones aware of it. Which would explain why, despite knowing about the secret room, the murderer didn't decide to hide Pumpkin's body there. They were putting suspicion on Lady Quintessence. It was hard to swallow the idea of Bill doing that, because he would have to know that Lady Quintessence would rat out his involvement in the planned murder of Mr. Double Trouble. But if it was someone else who knew about the secret room, well, that would make so much more sense. Do you have any ideas as to who might have been aware of it before you told the rest of us about it? I do. Well, the way I knew about the secret room was because I used to own this hotel just for a couple of years, mind you. Meanwhile, Bobby over there has it in his care for a decade by now. So you're saying that Bobby might be the one who knew about the secret room? Yes, dear, the thing that I'm saying is the thing that is being said, trying to keep up. I'm not going to chew everything for you to understand. Well, Bobby, did you know about it? I actually didn't. This hotel's last interior renovations were made under Lady Quintessa's leadership, which is how both she and Bill must have found out about it. Can't believe this being a cheapskate, has proven being useful to you. Still 10 years, how could you not stumble on it during that time? Well, Bill is the one who would have usually been on cleaning duty, so I never properly investigated most of the numbered rooms we have to offer, let alone climbing onto the elevator's cage. I'm no youngling to do such things. My bones would break to tiny pieces of shattered glass if I were to do that. Regardless of even if Bobby knew about the secret room, there's still something that's been bothering me for some time. Why did Pumpkin get killed in Lady Quintessa's room? To incriminate me? Yes, but why not kill her someone else and only then move the body? I didn't find any blood outside of the spot on the roof she was dropped on. The sweater absorbed a lot of it, so we cannot really be sure where she was killed. Not sure, but we have a lot of things pointing towards Pumpkin being killed there. Like the stain, the coffee, this one, the vase. Pumpkin had traces of coffee on her sleeve, a spilled cup is on the floor in Al Q's room, and more coffee is both on the wall and framing of the wall inside the secret room. So what? Not only was she killed in that room, but she was also just casually drinking coffee there, the secret room being opened. What makes you think, doesn't it? She was stabbed in the back. There isn't a lot of room to run, all the while carrying a drink in her hand. Only natural to assume that she dropped her coffee the moment she was stabbed. And I think all of you know what that means. They trusted whoever killed her. I myself a V. There we go. I think I know who killed Pumpkin. Who killed Pumpkin? It was good old Crescent Moon. Dun dun dun, the girlfriend. It was you, Miss Crescent Moon, wasn't it? What? I think you're barking on the wrong tree here, fella. Is that so? We know that Pumpkin was murdered by someone she would trust enough to follow them into a secret room and then later turn their back to them. Well, who would she trust more than her own fiancé? We're talking about trusted enough to go along with them, not the most trusted. And even then, we were there when we were up in Pumpkin's room. It really showed that she trusted me, considering that she didn't even give me a key to her number. And that's the thing, I think that's what led you to her murder. What? You're not seriously telling me that I killed her because you didn't give me a key to her room? No, I don't think it was a reason, but I think that this is what led you to do that. What? First, let's do a simple narrowing down of our suspects. For someone to access the secret room, they have to either go through Lady Quintessa's room or the passage under the roof, for which they would have to climb the elevator's framework, knowing that it was there in the first place to begin with. We've discussed how it doesn't make sense for the Lady Quintessa or servicemen to have killed Pumpkin, and with both of them having each of the only keys to Lady Quintessa's room, we cross out the possibility of an entrance there to be the entry point, leaving only the passage from an elevator. While we most suspect Bobby to have known about the secret room, his age wouldn't allow him to climb all the way up and jump 2 meters down. Either of the double troubles would be too suspicious for her to decide not only to follow, but also to turn their back on them. And finally... Oh, and what about you? How can I trust that a paranormal being who can traverse shadows that disregards the laws to not just come up with a charade of a murder mystery for their own entertain? You used to visit this hotel since childhood, right? What? You said so yourself. A kid stuck in a hotel whose main point is to relax and escape the troubles that wait outside. It doesn't seem like there is much to do, does it? Would it be so out there to propose that you had much more than enough time and curiosity to just climb the framing of the elevator, finding the secret room back then? And what, you want to say that you would jump 2 meters down the one-way hole, not even getting a sprained ankle? What? That's how you got it all the way back in the day, isn't it? That's nothing more than speculation. And yet there are even more things pointing towards you. So what, you think I just crawled into the secret room and then invited Pumpkin to go with me into Lady Quintessence's room where I just stabbed her because of what? Getting mad at her for not sharing a room with me? Something like that. That's absurd. No, you're just making it sound like that because we don't know the motive behind it yet. What possible motive could there be for me to do something like that? I wonder that myself. I find your logic a bit contradictory. We know that the knife in Pumpkin's body was the one that LQ and Surfaceman prepared to murder Mr. Double Trouble. So because the murder weapon wasn't prepared in advance, we would still go with the line of thinking that neither LQ or Surfaceman would be a reasonable candidate, then it would mean that the murder wasn't premeditated. Or at least not until the murderer stumbled upon the weapon. I don't think that Julia would just sneak into a secret room for who even knows what reasons, find a knife and be like, come here, look at this cool painting, and stab her in the back. Exactly. That is unless there was something that changed her initial reasoning for sneaking into the secret room. What are you talking about? Once someone drops from the room entrance into the secret room, they can exit to the hallway only through either Pumpkin's or my room's door. So what would happen if both rooms had someone in them? She would have to wait for one of you to leave. And while she waited, she'll be able to listen to either one of us, specifically onto me and Seversman. What is that supposed to mean? The two of us had a little chat, and while I cannot confirm exactly what we talked about, I think some of you know where this is going. You were scheming my murder. Darling, I think you forgot to add allegedly right there. Would be awkward to chat without that little addition. And what? Instead of telling anyone about it, she just killed Pumpkin? Where's the logic in any of this? I mean, I think I can see what she's trying to say. Let's go into this thinking that Miss Crescent Moon wanted Pumpkin dead, but not wanting to kill her. What in the world are you talking about? What is this? You cannot find reasoning and instead you're making it up? My girlfriend is dead and you all accuse me of killing her with nothing but baseless theories? I think you prefer to stay quiet now, so that your silence during a conversation about your poisoning wouldn't incriminate you any even more. What are you talking about? Oh, don't worry, we'll get to that. Bobby, continue. Your comment regarding the story of Pumpkin nearly jumping off the cliff a couple of years back rubbed me the wrong way. You knew about Pumpkin's experience with this hotel. At best it's just negligence, but at worst, can we really be sure that part of the reason as to why you took on the invitation was in hopes of the experience to repeat? How can you say something as heartless as that? If that was the case, could it be that when Pumpkin left the party room, you, without having a key, decided to check on her room through the secret passage, which made you stumble onto the knife? And money, having Lady Quintessence come to the room soon after, talking with servicemen about the planned murder of my husband. Overhearing the fact that if there was any suspicion of foul play, that she, Pumpkin Cephio, who at the time was believed to be Black Sword or a Shade, would be the first ones the police would have did their eyes on. Of course, that could have easily been prevented with a simple accusation, but that may have negatively affected your reputation if you weren't able to prove it, isn't that right? You deplorable! Take your words back! I don't think that the reason would be something as insignificant as reputation. You're saying this only because you don't know her well enough. We're gonna go with the theory that you wanted Pumpkin to die, but not necessarily murder. Then stumbling on a murder scheme in the process would be the secondest thing to her outside of a scenario where Pumpkin would successfully get away with what she attempted a couple of years ago. When the investigation would start, the police would start with the most obvious of leads. A murder being committed in Lady Quintessa's room, body hidden under a window, murder weapon being prepared by servicemen in Lady Quintessa's stash with stolen valuable stuff hidden somewhere. The serviceman would be the first suspect, and any other loose thread left from the set of plain matter of Mr. Driver Trouble, so she took the opportunity that presented itself to her. No, I wouldn't do something like that. Why are you trying to set me up for something I didn't do? I guess it's the time to move on to the poisoning. What about it? You already know that Julia added different doses of nighting Elysium to our beverages after we found the body, so it's either Mr. Double Trouble or Lady Quintessence. Being right when it comes to the latter. That's the thing, we moved on from it so fast that we didn't look into the details. Meaning? The timing of it all, the given reason for why Chrisman did so was her reaction to Pumpkin's death, which makes you think, when would she even have the opportunity to do that? What? That's true. After finding the body, all of us were in a single group, with you being in the center of attention, as you were the one who had the closest relationship with Pumpkin. No way you could have poisoned anyone's drinks then. Then, everyone except me left the party room. If anyone came along, I would have noticed them, especially with the elevator's sound. Me and my husband spent the rest of our free time before our first discussion in our chambers, where it would be impossible for anyone to sneak in unnoticed. And you were still drinking from the same cup as you did before during the entirety of that conversation. Julia, when did you poison them? Okay, maybe my justification for poisoning wasn't genuine. I intended to poison Mr. Romero from the very beginning of this evening. Pumpkin's surprising death was an excuse I gave when being found out. What are you talking about? After our first meeting here, I slipped some of the grinded Nightingale's Elysium into a cup that I thought servicemen would serve to Double Trouble, which ended up going towards Lady Quintessa's, with my second attempt ending up in Mrs. Romero's hands. When would you even poison the others with regular pills then? Slightly before the discovery of Pumpkin's body, while not everyone had returned yet, I dropped some petals in all the drinks. So what, you just decided to poison someone for no good reason? Why would you even have time to grind the flour into dust? I did it before arriving at the hotel. Yeah, that's right. Where did you get the flowers needed for that then? Only resorts in hotels such as mine have a license to use it. I've been here before, haven't I? Julia, do you hear yourself? So you want to say that the last time you've been to this hotel a couple of years ago, you took some Nightingale's Elysium, grinded it into a dust, saved it until this night, came to this hotel with your girlfriend, who had a suicidal episode the last time she was here, poisoned Lady Quintessence and Miss Romero while attempting to do that to Mr. Romero, and the only possible time frame you would have been able to do that. Spend most of your night away from your girlfriend, who didn't feel like giving you a key to her room, who, with her later being found dead with circumstances when you're one of the most likely suspects, when we look past a literal planned murder that anyone who knew about the secret room could have used to cover the most likely leads towards themselves. And oh, wouldn't you know, there are reasons to believe that you didn't know about the room. What a surprise. Scipio, you know me for years. Do you really think I would do something like that? I don't know. I never would imagine that you would plan to poison someone, and even the best case scenario is something that you've undeniably done. Yeah, I agree. He did it. They're on opposites. Ooh. Getting into the morning now. And old Burns' body is here. They get taken away in the cab. How are you? I don't know. I thought that the way I feel right now would change when the police would take her away, but it didn't. She killed my best friend, her fiancé. I lied to protect her when I realized that she poisoned Lady Q and Mrs. Double Trouble, all the while not even taking a minute to think about the implications between what she did. Ooh. I was a fool. I wish our first meeting would have transpired under better circumstances. If you need an emotional scapegoat to vent for your frustrations, I wouldn't mind if that were me. No, had you not involved yourself into this, I would most likely live the rest of my life unbeknownst to the truth. You've helped me more than enough. If anything, I am the one at fault for everything that has gone down tonight. Had I not introduced them to each other, Pumpkin would still be with us. You can't let yourself get stuck in the trappings of that kind of thinking. Quoting advice from an idiot, just, hey, sorry for interrupting, but we're on our way home. You arrived here with Pumpkin and Crescent Moon, didn't you? We'll give you a lift back to the city if you don't mind. Right, thanks. Excuse my self-pitying. For what it's worth, meeting you has been the best part of this night. Here, that's my number. Hope that we'll cross our paths in the better circumstances once more. Let's take it and let's actually call her. Oh, I hope so, Casey. I couldn't sleep. That's understandable. Enough room for one more of that sofa of yours? Sure. I'm guessing this is all bones. Close your eyes. I don't want to sleep. Just for a few seconds. Fine. The end. Let's have a look at the epilogue. Beautiful music. I'll shrink. Yoink. Now I'm gonna be in front of everything. There we go. Someone's waking up. Is it all bones? No, it's Crescent Moon. And cool. So you're the fanboy Julia that Seth was telling me about. What? Oh yeah, sorry. Are you feeling alright? Yeah, just tired. The last couple of months has been my baseline state of existence. Oh, if you want, we can move this meeting for later. Kinda late for that, isn't it? Yeah, somewhat. Listen, I know that Sepio told you I was looking for a barista, but I kind of found one already by the point they arranged this meetup. Oh, I'm fine with that. Seth was saying that the job hunt would be a good excuse to get to know someone new. Well, if that's so, then it's good to get to know you. Bethany, right? That works. Beth, well, then, would you like a drink? Don't think I've been to such a festive party before. Please don't mind the audience. The only reason I even go to these is because my financial advisor says that it would be better to have the local hierarchy at least know about my existence. Well, if you're interested, maybe we can give them a little show in the form of a little dance. I would be glad to, but actually, I don't even know how to dance. Oh, yeah, actually, neither do I. I don't know why I even said that. Please forget that. They do have karaoke, though. And then they sung. This is sad. So sad. Have you seen the looks in their faces? That was amazing. Julia. Yeah? Why are you back? Oh, so sad. Oh, it's gonna make me cry. There's Lady Quintessence in the news. One of the perpetrators of the Tranquility Hotel murders has gone missing following a baffling not guilty verdict. Baffling? Why is she found not guilty? What is this? But she made her way out of her own mess. How wonderful. Should have sent me a letter instead. Though alright, you'd like to see the reaction of your audience, don't you? Well, I won't give you the pleasure of witnessing my sour mug. This was from over a week ago. Since the article came out, journalists were able to dig up some strange voice kills she made after her disappearance to a few of her associates. She sounded bizarre. It seems like she's been traveling all over the place for some reason. At first it was thought that she was just trying to escape the house arrest. That she was a condition for her not guilty verdict, but now I'm not so sure. Hard to say what really happened. So what does that have to do with me? Did anything strange happen to you following that night? Was that all? Why did you really come here? I wanted to talk. I know things between us haven't been the same since, you know, but I can't just sit by without hearing you out. I don't know what you expect to hear from me. You heard the jury. Nothing that I do for now would change that. Chin up, back straight, look at me. You haven't done what they think you did. And if they made you believe you actually did it, then those were all dead by your hand to deserve what was coming to them. You are my daughter. Nothing will change that. Oh, this is her mum. Nothing will change the fact I love you. Please just don't. We've talked about that. I cannot give you what you're looking for. Whatever this thing that we have right now is working. Why change anything? Give me the most stable part of my life ever since my grandma's passing. You don't want to rock the boat while the water seems so deep. I thought that by this point things would be different, but of course, why would they? I don't even know what I'm looking for anymore. When it's what the Julia used to know. When I speak with you, it's like all I see is a stranger. Just talk to me. I don't want to give up on you, but the more we talk, the harder it is for me to carry the same sentiment. Just tell me why. I don't think she loved me. Did you love her? It's complicated, yes. Or I did, at least I did at first. But it's been so long since I've told her how I feel that I can't even be sure what love is anymore. Our relationship was complicated. Why did you just break up with her? I tried, but things have gotten out of hand way too quickly by then. Please, just give me one more chance. A chance for what? For making whatever that we have going on work? All I need is an answer for a simple question. Do you love me or do you not? It's just as I thought. When did that happen? Right to the winter solstice 2 years ago? And yet both of you looked rather happy that day. As the things became more complicated than I ever wanted them to be. Even the brightest moon will fade in the shadow, hun. Oh, cut the crap. So what, you just planned it all for the public? That's a part of it, yes. The formation of our relationship was seen by so many eyes. Eyes of those whose word alone will give me the ability to go further than I could have on my own. Is this double trouble or Casey? Throughout all my youth, I would uphold the romanticized ideals of independence that you bestowed upon me. Yet when I was thrust into the real world, nearly all my attempts would be all but futile. And then I was contracted by the Black Sword. And once in my life, just once, I was able to make something for myself. Wouldn't be where I was without the help of others. I wouldn't be where I am had I not yearned for the help of others. Well, let's look on the bright side. Now we're no longer together and it's all just an act. It's like we got back to the early stage of our relationship. As two gals enjoying each other's company. Wouldn't that be nice? And that was nearly 2 years ago. Quite a long charade to be played. And all for what? To make your way amongst some snobby aristocrats? To make my way among some snobby aristocrats. It's so nice to have a good place in our town that hasn't been touched by the Romero's greedy hands. They have so much capital, and yet they can't add any good choices to their menus. Work under them isn't much better. My girlfriend has been constantly complaining how suffocating of a work environment they have for years. Your partner works for them? How come? Oh, you know, I am a relatively small business owner. When she was looking for a job, I didn't have any opportunities for her. For years by now? Well, you see, please just keep this between us, but I've been preparing to employ her before this autumn. Oh well, they're lost to let someone like your partner slip away from their grasp. And what a wonderful timing to have their wounds to last so much longer in such a busy season. Will you let her do one of those adorable drawings on top of the coffee with hearts and little faces in them? No dish is truly good without those. Romeros are so stingy they don't see how much little stuff like that matter in the proper energizing experience. Beth knows how to do that. My humble little cafe will run well enough with her behind the counter. What, you want me to come to work for you after all this time? Why? You said yourself that you hate to work under the Romeros, didn't you? Hey, thank you, really thank you. I thought that after all we've been through, you would want to keep me a fair distance away from you. I was the one who was afraid of getting close when it mattered the most. Now, I just want to salvage as much happiness and control over my life as I can have after this. I just want to be happy. I just want to be free. I just want for it all to end. He poisoned them, including the shade. Knock knock. Angels, I could really use someone to talk to right now. Are you even there? And then she goes and climbs up into the roof, goes down into the secret passageway, finds the knife, takes it, finds the money. What in the thud? Okay, so what's all this about? We should cancel tonight's plan. Are you out of your mind? A black sword in a shade. Cast will eat them up as suspects. Who did point fingers, the police will finish the paperwork. We don't need suspects. The whole point and the reason I agreed to this is that it would look like an accident. Just some guy who decided to go out for a night smoking, slipping and falling to his death to the sharp spikes at the very bottom of the ravine. Much worse, they start thinking of foul play that could get onto us. Not if we're careful. Regardless, it's too late to back out now. You got your first part of the payment, and when you stop whining, you can take the second loss of the knife to do the deed. Try to pull a fast one on me and you'll know what'll happen. Do you have it clear? Yes, Miss Quintessence. Then go enjoy the party. I'll see you soon after. No one. Wait, that's Pumpkin. She's going in her room. I should just leave and pretend I haven't seen anything. Just leave. Leave. Why won't you leave? Just, hey. Jules! What are you doing here? What is that? Thought you'd be interested to see this. Oh wow, how long did you know about it? For a while. But our last visit didn't give me much opportunity to be bringing it up. Right. So, do you want to see the best this hometown has to offer while there's no one here? Not gonna lie, I expected something more luxurious than this. And at least open windows in this one. There's quite a good view. Listen, there was something I wanted to talk to you about, Jules. Will you? Oh no, and the ring. Why? Why, Jules? Why? Why did you do it? Throw her out the window. Grab the ring. Grab the flowers. Mush them up. Take the money. Hide it. Put the poison into the drinks. Serve them with servicemen. How's your evening going so far? Oh, I don't know. There wasn't much to do ever since most of the guests have gone away. You? You know, finding my ways to paint away the monotony of days. And how's Bethany? Haven't seen her since she left the party. Seems like she's gone to sleep or isn't just answering to my knocks. The party might have quieted down, but it isn't over. Who knows? Maybe she'll join us after all. Yeah, maybe. Thump. And there's the body falling down. And Casey discovering it. Yeah, it's been a while since the two of us were in the same bedroom overnight. Strange to say, but it seems like the most intimate the two of us have been since the early days of our relationship. I missed it. I know you might be disappointed in the whole killing you thing. I won't lie, I was glad to finally be done with it all. After all you've put me through, don't deserve the satisfaction of putting a blade through your heart? Missed the mark somewhat there. It's time to go into stuff blindly. There's nothing new for either one of us. So please, just leave. Leave me already. I beg you. Leave. Ugh. So Pumpkin becomes a shade. But just like any other shades, doesn't know the past. Following a bizarre number of appearances all around the world, Helen Q, the alleged perpetrator of the Tranquility Hotel murders, found dead on top of an abandoned building's closed-off roof. The cause of death was dehydration. Following the death of the major owner, Quintus Hotels had been bought out by the Ramiro Inc. The end. Oof. Oofa. The story. Well, thank you all. Thank you to Nick Rose and friends for making this great game. The writing was specifically fantastic. And thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed it, feel free to play it yourself. It's completely free. I think I mentioned it in the first one as well. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you.